is Shioki, and I'm currently working for Dr. Garey's research lab, and today we'll be performing a research experiment on Clostridium difficile in the public health. So if you're watching this video, that means you're helping us participate, and if you are, thank you. So what we'll be giving you is a Ziploc bag full of collection tubes that will have 6 tubes. One of them will have DI water in it, and the other 6 will have gauzes in it, and that's for purposes of collecting from specific samples that are labeled on the tubes. And those areas are the bathroom, the kitchen, cleaning supplies, doorstep or door handle, and your shoes. And you'll also, just to elaborate also, you'll also have 5 pairs of gloves, and each time you take a sample, you're going to want to change those pairs of gloves just to avoid contamination. Alright guys, for our first sample, we'll be taking a collection from our shoes, or soles of our shoes. So what you want to do first is just grab a new pair of gloves. As mentioned before, you have to change your gloves every time you take a new sample. And then grab your DI water and the properly labeled tube for shoes. Each tube is going to have 2 gauzes in it, and you just want to do is take your DI water and your gauze and just kind of wet it until it's sufficiently wet enough so you can grab enough samples from whatever area. So for this instance, we're taking it from our shoes. And when you're taking it from your shoes, you want to take it from both soles of the shoes, because that's pretty much going to guarantee that we're going to get enough sample. So just pretty much just clean up everything from the bottom of your shoe. Like so. And then we'll go to the other shoe. And as you can see, it's very dirty. You want it to be this kind of almost this dirty. If it's not always gonna be like that, but that's fine. Just get it dirty enough, and just rub the area really hard. Once you're done, get the tube that's labeled for the appropriate area, and in this case it's gonna be shoes. Put it back, and you're good to go to the next area. So now we'll be moving on to cleaning supplies, and that's not just limited to the broom that we have here. You can do a vacuum, you can do a mop, you can do a toilet brush. It doesn't really matter. For this example, I'll be just using a brush, or excuse me, a broom. And again, it's just the same process for the previous two. You just want to take the gauze from the cleaning supplies, wet it, like so with DI water. And again, you want to vigorously rub that area down. So I'm going to be taking just samples from the tip of the broom. I'm just going to keep rubbing it, maybe 5, 6, it doesn't really matter. It's going to get torn up, it's going to get dirty, that's fine, as long as there's something left for us to process. Once you're done, just put it back in the properly labeled tube, and then, so now new area, new gloves, we're working on the kitchen now. So in this case, again, kitchen is not restricted just to your refrigerator. You can do an oven, you can do just utensils. It doesn't really matter what you want to do. It's up to your discretion, as long as it's something in the kitchen. So again, we're just going to take a little bit of sample, or we're going to wet the gauze with the water. And in this instance, let's say we'll take from the handle of the door because of the refrigerator, because that's something that's constantly being touched by people around the house. And we're just continually rub it down vigorously, because again, we wanted to get enough samples, so it doesn't have to be dirty. Just keep wiping down. Maybe a minute would be good. And once you're done, you're just gonna want to take it, put it back in the label tube. All right, guys. So I'm with my new pair of gloves, and now we're gonna be doing our door handle or doorstep. So we have the properly labeled tube for doorstep and door handle. We have our gauze and we have our DI water. So again, we're just gonna get this gauze wet as possible. And it doesn't really matter which one you choose, whether it be door handle or doorstep, as long as you properly or vigorously rub down the area that you want to choose. So for this instance, I'll choose the door handle. I'm just going to continually just keep rubbing it over and over. And like I said, you wanted to get it a little bit dirty. Again, you're not going to see a lot of dirt like previously shown. That's fine. Just make sure you're rubbing it down as well as possible. And once you're done, you're just going to want to put it back in the properly labeled tube, and then we'll move on to the next. So for the final oil, we'll be doing the bathroom. Again, that's not restricted to just the sink, like we're here right now. You can do your toilet, tub, shower, but for this instance, we'll be doing the same. Just take your gauze, you're gonna just wet it down again, and then just kind of rub around the area. You can rub the handle. This is the mechanical one, so don't worry about this one. But just kind of rub it around a little bit. Maybe a little bit on the inside too. It's probably not going to be dirty because it's your bathroom, I hope, hopefully. But again, once you're done with that, just put it back in the label tube and